Who that said they're gonna beat those Saints? Well, looking at the way they've constructed this roster, the potential schedule, it might be lottie dottie everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Flex Zone Podcast. We are breaking down each NFL franchise's 2025 schedule, looking ahead to the win loss forecast, things we're looking forward to, questions we want answers to. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the season ahead for the Saints, the record prediction, and will they have a chance to have the number one pick in the 2026 draft? And will they return to the paper bags over their heads, better known as the Aints? And does another Manning become their quarterback? We'll answer those questions and more, but subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell. Let's get to the schedule for the New Orleans Saints in 2025. As we're less than 4 months from the regular season, if I haven't said it already. The Saints were third in the division last year, but unfortunately, the retirement of Derek Carr, the retirement of Ryan Ramczyk, passing on Shador Sanders multiple times, passing on Jalen Milroe, not taking Jackson Dart. They get Tyler Shuck. A lot of Saints fans were crashing out. I was a little perplexed with the move. It was a reach, in my opinion. Still got Spencer Rattler. Jake Hayner just had an injury, but looks like he'll be ready for obviously training camp. Don't have faith in him. Don't have faith really in Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shuck, Spencer Rattler. I really don't know the difference between the two, but we'll see what happens. They have a credit card mentality, do the Saints, the ownership, the executives, not really doing well at their job, bad contracts, older players, not a lot of young emerging star talent. You don't have a quarterback. So I don't know what this team's going to be. I pretty much have been saying any team that's playing the Saints this year, I am going to pick the other team. I'm going to pick the 7-on-7 Flex Zone All Stars. I'm going to pick the 100 men versus the one gorilla. I'm going to pick whomever to beat the Saints. I just don't have a lot of faith in their team. And unfortunately, their fan base deserves better. The city deserves better, but you ain't going to get it. First year coach Kellen Moore, I think he can be the guy eventually, but they got to be patient. Dennis Allen, his DC, we'll see what they become because he is going to mold Tyler Shuck. They still have Alvin Kamara, but how much longer is he going to be a Saint? Rashid Shaheed, he's a deep threat. He can help you over the top. You bring back Brandon Cooks. How much does he have left in the tank? If Chris Olave is healthy, he's a number one caliber receiver. I loved him coming out in the draft. Jawan Johnson, Taysom Hill, the Swiss Army knife. Drafting Calvin Banks Jr., I love that pick. So they have some pieces. Cam Jordan, what is he going to be? He's getting a little older. Demario Davis, what do you do with him? Honey Badger. Justin Reed. I really like Kool-Aid McKinstry on the outside at corner. I think he will have a big, big season, in my opinion. Maybe be the breakout player on the Saints, especially on the defensive side, but not a lot of talent offensively, especially at the quarterback position. And honestly, on the defense, the secondary looks a little long on the tooth outside of Kool-Aid. You got Chase Young back as well. But week one, they open at home. They got two home games to open, Arizona and San Fran. Could they maybe win week one? Week one is always one of the weirdest weeks of the year. Yes, they could. But I think Arizona needs that win. That'll be a fun, I think, shootout possibly in the dome in New Orleans. But I'm gonna go Arizona wins that, and I'm gonna say they lose to San Francisco. So three straight actually NFC West teams to start out with as they go to Seattle. After that, unfortunately I don't want them to, but they may start out 0-3. Their best bet is 1-2. Maybe they can beat Arizona in week one, but I don't see them beating San Fran or going on the road to Seattle. But have an 0-3 start. Then you go to Buffalo 0-4. Now, could you beat the Giants at home October 5th? You could. And could the Giants beat you? You could. That's kind of a coin flip. But I'm gonna say they get their first win week 5. They improve to 1-4. Then they get New England at home. Could they beat New England? I'm gonna say they beat New England. I'm gonna just throw a couple wins their way. They get to 2-4. But then the gauntlet begins at Chicago versus Tampa, divisional foe, at the Rams, at the Panthers, then the bye week, week 11. Now, I had them at 2-4. I'm gonna say they lose in Chicago 2-5. Could they beat Tampa Bay? I'm gonna say 2-6, 2-7, 2-8. So they will be 2-8. A nice week 11 bye after their first 10, 2-8. Now, do I think that they lose all their divisional games? No, I think after the bye they beat Atlanta. So I have them at 3-8 after the bye. Then you go to Miami, you lose there 3-9. You go back to Tampa 3-10. Then maybe could you get Carolina at home? You could. I'll say you get one of those 4-10. Then do you get the Jets 5? You get 5 wins, 5-10, and then you got at Tennessee, at Atlanta. So what's that? 5-12 for the Saints. That gives you 5 wins. 5 wins, maybe 2 in the division and 3 somewhere else. That's a little higher than maybe even I thought. I thought maybe 3, 4 max, but maybe 5 is fair. I'll say maybe they get 5. I'll say they get 5 because I think they could beat the Jets at home. They could beat Carolina at home. They could beat either Tennessee or Atlanta on the road. Hell, they could beat Miami on the road. We never know. They could win after the bye, like I think they will against Atlanta. They could beat Carolina. It's a divisional game. They could beat Tampa at home. That's a divisional game. Bears, Rams, I don't see it. They could beat the Giants and they could beat the Patriots, get back-to-back home wins, and they could win one of their first 4. Cardinals they could beat because the Cardinals are inconsistent. And the 49ers coming to the East Coast playing at 1 PM is never easy. And Seattle and Buffalo. So do they win one of the first 4? Then they maybe win the 2 here. That's 3. Then you win Atlanta. That's 4. Then you maybe win Carolina or the Jets. That could be 5, 6. Then Atlanta, Tennessee, 7. I don't think 7. 7's a little high because I don't know what the quarterback play is going to be. And I think offensively, if Alvin Kamara, if teams shut down Alvin Kamara, which I think they will be doing, and putting 8 in the box, especially in early down situations, Tyler Shuck is going to have to beat you. Spencer Rattler is going to have to beat you with their arm. Olave can win one-on-one. Shaheed is good, but he's inconsistent and he gets hurt a lot as well. But I think Olave being healthy will help them out. Shaheed can be the big time over the top threat. Now, Brandon Cooks, he could have another 1 to 2 seasons in him. They got Cedric Wilson Jr. So the offense and Jawan Johnson and Taysom Hill, he every year does something that amazes me and he makes plays. So regardless of how you feel about him, the offense, like I said, Calvin Banks in the draft, Cesar Ruiz, Eric McCoy, they got some linemen. I don't know what the right side of the line is with the right tackle with the retirement of Ramczyk and Trevor Penning. What is he going to be? They got Talise Fuaga. So the offensive line, especially on the right side, could be a little concerning with the right tackle. And if they cannot run the football effectively, because Kellen Moore has had issues in the past committing to the run, but he did it last year with the Eagles. I think he's learned the error of his ways. I think he will draw up an offense, hopefully that is tailored around Alvin Kamara and Chris Olave. You got to put the ball in your playmakers' hands, and I think Kellen Moore will call solid offense. As I said, maybe the offense, like I said, it can be limited at times, but they have some things to work on. Like I said, they could probably use another weapon. They could use a guy at the quarterback position. Obviously, we'll see if they have that. I don't know. But defensively, they have a lot of older guys. If they do have a bad start with that late bye, maybe starting 1-4, 2-5, 3-7 around that bye or that trade deadline, do they look to trade or maybe unload a Cam Jordan, a Demario Davis, a Honey Badger, a Justin Reed, a Chase Young? Does Alvin Kamara, is this his last season in New Orleans? There are a lot of ways this franchise could go. Like I said, I think they will potentially have the number 1 pick next year, but I have them at 5 wins. I think they get 5. I think the Saints do play hard, especially at home. And I think they're gonna have a couple games where they're probably gonna sneak up. Like I said, the NFC South is very unpredictable. The divisional matchups will not be easy. And like I said, they have some games that I could see them maybe shocking some people that people could overlook and could be a situation where maybe it's a trap game for some teams. Especially like I said, you might start out on 4, 1-5, but like I said, could you beat Arizona? Yes. You could beat the Giants. You could beat the Patriots. You could win a divisional game or 2. You could win against the Jets. You could win at the Titans. They got a rookie quarterback, so who's to say he doesn't give you 3 or 4 interceptions and you can win there. Then you got Atlanta on the road as well. Like I said, divisional games, you always throw the record for the window. So did they get to 5, 6 wins? Yes. I'm gonna go 5-12. Saints Nation. Who that said they're gonna beat them Saints? Let me know your thoughts on this team. What do you think about the rookie quarterback? What do you think about the rookie head coach? That marriage. How you feeling as a Saints fan? What do you think about the schedule? Your record prediction games you're looking forward to and more. Sound off. We're doing it for each and every team. If I haven't gotten to your team yet, I promise you it's on the way. Just wait on it. Let me know your thoughts. Who you want to see next? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell. We want to hear from you. It's the Flex Zone Podcast. Thank you guys for watching. As always, the only place giving you sports how you want it. And of course, your home for the NFL and professional sports. God's favorite host signing off. It may be a long season in New Orleans, but a better horizon could be on the way. Maybe some cap relief and maybe a top 2 or 3 selection in the 2026 NFL draft. I'm gonna say they probably have the number 1 pick because we may see some trash bags, and maybe they could be the Aints, and maybe they can get another Manning to be their quarterback. But it's a strong, rich quarterback draft, and maybe it could be a 1-2 year turnaround to turn the Aints back to the Saints.